Hello everyone, and I'm going to be talking through Module 2 for you for our PE 831 class. Excuse the mess behind me. I normally have a desk that goes up and down and it's not working right now, so those are all my books that I make a standing desk for myself. So I don't get to go be active like many of you as physical educators. I'm going to share my screen, which is going to be the screen of our class. So if that is not what you're seeing on the screen right now, please email me as soon as possible and I'll make the modifications and then try a different Zoom. But it should be that you're seeing our curriculum design class. So we are in Module 2. You can click on Module 2 here right in the middle. And it'll give you a small introduction. Basically what we are doing in Module 2 is I want you to be introduced to all the different instructional models that are available. Now, a lot of you have decided on, with your mission and philosophy, to look more towards elementary, middle school, or secondary. And there are some curricular models that are only made just specifically for the elementary or specifically for secondary. But within the first assignment, I want you to think broad spectrum because I want you to be able to see all the different curriculums, and that's the only way that you're going to be able to do that. So this is going to be your curricular model overview. This chapter actually in this book is a good resource for talking about the different models that are available, but then I give you a little bit more detail in additional materials in a little bit. Now you're going to see down below where it says additional reading. There is not a required book, but there is a recommended book for this course, and this would be what you would read if you're going to have that recommended book. So the book is Assessment Driven Instruction in Physical Education. But again, this was not a mandatory piece within our curriculum for this class. But if you do have that book, this is the pages that would go along with what we're doing within this module. So what I have done next is I have all the different curricular models and I have little snippets of information about them. And normally I have a PowerPoint with almost all of the different models. And so these are meant for you, if you're not familiar with that model, to look a little bit deeper. So one of the models that many people are not real understanding about is the Teaching Games for Understanding model. Now some of you may be doing this model already if you're a physical education teacher and you don't even realize it. I was doing this model when I taught middle school and I didn't know that that's the term that it's actually called. But Teaching Games for Understanding is a complex, but at the same time simplistic way of teaching where students engage in activities immediately. And they do small-sided activities and then move into skill progression in the middle compared to having the skill progression and then moving the class that way. What we found is kids are more active and motivated to be part of your class by doing the Teaching Games for Understanding model. So I'm not saying this is the model that it would be best for you, but I would encourage you to take a look at it if you have never seen what Teaching Games for Understanding is. They divide activities up into 4 different sections, and these items here that I have listed really go into detail with all of those. So again, additional models are found here. Personal social responsibility model. We have a couple elementary schools here in Kearney that use the personal social responsibility model. A fitness model, which is, again, can be used at the elementary or secondary. Again, I'm giving you just some different items to help you understand that curricular model. A skill theme. The sport education model. And those are the only ones that I have listed at this point. There's a variety of other models, and I'll add a couple more like the outdoor education, things like that. But overall, there's so many different models, I can't write all of them, but these are probably the most prevalent ones that you'll see. Another one that you'll be seeing very soon is the virtual reality type of physical education. And the reason that I include that within the curricular models is because there is schools out there that only have online teaching for physical education. There's a school in Florida that it's all virtual, and so it is something that you need to maybe potentially think about, because even if you don't have a virtual school, you are going to have students that are missing classes and for various reasons. So how are you going to keep those kids credible in your classrooms? So there may be some virtual things that need to be happening. For instance, you could give a tutorial video such as what I'm doing, but it could be working through a specific task or giving an explanation of what they missed in class so then they can understand what's going on next. So again, I'd encourage you to look at those different models. Even if you're a veteran teacher, there might be some things there that you could understand. Now, when you go and look in your National Standards book, you'll notice that there is specific curriculums that the National Standards and Outcomes have already focused on for what they want teachers to really teach with. Now, I agree with this, but at the same time, everybody's different. So if I lived in Colorado, I'm probably going to teach snowshoeing. But if I live in California, if we have availability of surfboards, we're going to go surfing. In Nebraska, we don't have some of those things. So it depends on your dynamics of where you're at, of what type of curriculum maybe you are wanting to have. Now, the last type of curriculum you could develop would be eclectic. And the word eclectic, of course, means grabbing snippets from all sorts of different models. And that's the model that I used at the middle school. And the reason for that was I believe that the students should understand the different various sports, but by middle school level, a lot of the students already know if they're good or bad at different activities. So why not have an eclectic model where they're working on their fitness levels, where they're learning different activities that maybe they wouldn't normally be participating in. So those are just some things, again, to think about. All right, so now I'm going to go into the actual assignments that you have for this. So today I'm going to change this since it's due today and I'm just getting this information to you. So this due date will be changing at the top. And so it'll be due by September. I'll give you 5 more days. Okay, so September 25th. So what you're going to do is you're going to download this attachment, and the attachment has a variety of different models. After you review the models, then you're going to rank them of what you think would be the best models and the worst models for you. Now, if you're at the elementary level, there might be some specific models that automatically go to the top just because of the different curriculums that are there. But then there's other ones that could be combined. So all you're doing is ranking these. And the reason that you're doing this activity first is because then the next activity that you're going to be assigned, and again, I will modify this assignment due date since it is due on the 27th. I'll push that back to the second week of October. Okay, but those dates will change momentarily. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to select 2 different models, and then you're going to complete various tasks that I have included in this document. Now, when I click on this document, you wouldn't be able to see it in this vodcast, which is why I'm not doing it. But basically, you're going to be writing lesson plans. You're going to be explaining a few elements that go specifically for that different model. So if you have further questions on that, let me know. But again, it'll be due in mid-October instead of September 27th. So those are going to be the 2 basic activities that you're going to be doing within this module. So if you have questions after you viewed this, please let me know. And again, I apologize for the tardiness of this. We had Nebraska Kids Fitness Day. I'm wearing my t-shirt last Friday, and we are starting our homeschool physical education program where we have 100 kids coming into our school this Friday. So it's been kind of chaotic, and with moving into the new Canvas system, I'm having to recreate a lot of different things. So I guess I'm giving excuses, but I'm not. So I apologize, but at the same time, I will do a better job for all of you so you are in more of the loop and feel like you're really getting what you're paying for this class. So hang with me for just until this Friday, and then after that, then we'll be rolling. So again, if you have more questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great day.